Hello, and welcome to the United Devil channel with me, JB. England versus Croatia. Is football coming home? Is coming home. Is coming home. Is coming. Football's coming home. Apparently, everyone sings. Look, we have seen it all before. We know the score. England are playing Croatia today. Now, there's an aging Croatia side. We will go through the team. I'd love to know what you guys think about the Croatian team. I'd love to know what you think. Do you think England are going to win? This is the big one. I've currently got it half on in here as well, and we're gonna see what England are going to do. So let me give you the team, the England team against Croatia, and we'll get into it. So look, what we have got, we've got Pickford, we've got James, we've got Konsa, we've got Stones, O'Reilly, Anderson, Declan Rice, Madueke, Bellingham, Gordon, and Harry Kane. I would love to know what you guys think about that team. Get in there with your chat. Get in there on the United talk as well. Get in there on the England talk. I want to know anything that you've seen today, anything that you want to talk about. Portugal. Let's talk about Portugal against the Congo. Bruno Fernandes. Look, if Bruno Fernandes apparently hits the heights of the assist record, then I've got to call him world class. But what do I get to call him if he doesn't hit that as well? So guys, get in there. I really want to know anything about the World Cup, your players. I want to know about players. Who have you seen that you think could come to United? What do you think? Who do you think is going to be the breakout star? Look, Messi so far has scored a hat-trick. You've got Haaland, Mbappe. You've got some. Wissa has scored a goal for the Congo as well. So I'd love to know your thoughts, facts, and opinions on this game. What you think about it? Please get in there to the chat and let me know. How do you beat? He's not coming home. Squad is not good enough. Well, we'll see. We'll see, I guess. So look, for those of you who have just joined, do not forget to get into this amazing community, get into this amazing community for this match. So this is your England watch-along versus your Croatia. Now, why should you pick this above anybody else? Why should you pick this stream above? There's so many out there to choose from. Why should you pick this one? Because you're with JB, you're with me, you are with the best fan channel on this platform, hands down, and my camera is not behaving. It needs to behave itself. This camera is not behaving itself. So look, get in there. This is your watch along. Brilliant. There you go. That's better. Why be here? Look, because you're with JB. You're in safe hands with JB. You're in safe hands with this community. We are a united community. This is the best channel on this platform, hands down. I don't care about other channels. You can stick them where the sun don't shine. This is where it's at. This is what this channel is all about. So get in there. I want to know about your England predictions, even if you don't support United. I want to know about is this on paper the weakest England squad that you had available, or that we've had available in many years. Now look, there are many talking. Trent hasn't gone, Cole Palmer hasn't gone, Harry Maguire hasn't gone. Are you happy with this squad today? Do you think that we could do better? Do you think England could do better? And look, I get in there. I want to know about what you think about this. So look, what do I think is going to happen? Well, look, today Elliot Anderson watch. It clearly is Elliot Anderson watch today. 125 million quid. Look, when we look, the one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to give England an excuse. The thing to know is this, that when money doesn't equal a good team, right? But England have, if Declan Rice, what was he, 105, 110? Anderson is 125. So what you've got potentially there is, in two players, nearly 240 million pounds worth of midfield. Bellingham is in there as well. He starts. Bukayo Saka apparently is out of the game. I know he's still recovering from a couple of bits and pieces, so he is recovering from the games. And look, let's be fair. Let's look at the Croatia team. So you've got Gaviol, The Man City left-sided centre-back, Vuskovic, Satola, Levkovic, Stanisic, Luka Modric. Let's go on to him in a second. Luka Modric, Suzic, Perisic, Batrina, Musa, and Mario Palizic. Now, Luka Modra. Let's talk about Luka Modra. What an absolute wonderful player. You know, I think he's 39, 40 now, is he? Brilliant player. Absolute wonderful player. No, I can't remember. Is this his third or fourth World Cup? I can't remember. But what a special player. 40 years old. He's going to be 41 this year. I'm only 2 years older than him, and he is still playing in World Cups. He's going to go back to Madrid. Apparently, he's still lighting up Milan. What a wonderful player. Now, Perisic as well. So Perisic as well. Again, you know, I remember when United had a chance to sign him, and I'm sure it is the same player. We had an opportunity to sign him, and when Jose was in charge, and he's 37, and he's still playing now. And you know, I know he's not necessarily lighting up the world. He is playing for PSV, but Perisic as well. You know, I know they're an aging team, but I think tonight England have to go for the gun. I think they've got to win this match, and they've got to go for it. So look, please get in your chats, please. I want to know. Simon says, "Good evening, JB. Well, this is it. What we've been waiting for. Time for our team to deliver," says Simon. It is England time. Portugal getting a slow start, says the truth. And you know, with the amount of teams in this World Cup, they've come in. Some of these players now, Bruno Fernandes doesn't have an excuse. Let's be fair here. Most of these players are coming off of a 40, 50 game season. Bruno Fernandes has played once a week. That's all I'm saying. I'm kidding, by the way. But look, let's go England. Let's go England. Let's go England. Look, I think I'm not going to be the one to put the curses on this. But if I'm in England, I think got to be happy today. I think you've got to be happy today. So look, only half an hour from kickoff. So look, again, guys, tell me anything that you've seen today. I want to know about your England chat. Who do you think should be starting? Who would you start? How far do you think England can go? I think England have a decent team. You know, I've watching all of the games so far. The only team really to impress me at the moment is probably, I would say, I think France in the second half have been good. Argentina have been pretty good there or thereabouts. Spain, are they going to come again? USA, the USA looked comfortable as well. You know, Haaland is looking good. So I think England have got a good a chance as anybody else. Now, you know, and again with this England team, I think that Tuchel is on a hiding to nothing in some respects. On the point that if England win this game 1-0, he'll get complained about. If England beat this team, Croatia are a bunch of pensioners. If England lose, then it's the game over. So I just think that David is in the house. I think this. If England win, judging by the World Cup so far, let's get England to a win. Simon says, well done to Congo. Getting a point. Portugal just went off without thanking the fans. Congo will celebrate us like they've won the trophy. And that's it, Simon. This is why the World Cup is so good, right? You know, I know Portugal are full of superstars, but you've got the likes of a Curacao, you've got the likes of a Cape Verde, you've got the likes of Congo, and they're happy to be here and they're celebrating. And I think this is I think how England should take it in some respects as well, is enjoy it. Just enjoy the World Cup. Look, I think the pressure of trying to win a World Cup, to be honest with you, should be gone. I do. I think you should just enjoy being here, enjoy singing the songs. Do you know what? If football doesn't come home, who cares? Just enjoy it for what it is. And I think if this England team and as fans just enjoyed it a little bit more, because look, not won a World Cup since 1966. Are England capable of winning a World Cup? Of course they are. But let's enjoy it. Let's have a different tournament. Let's not get upset if England if England draw the opening match. So what? It champions have drawn the first match. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. I'm looking to see looking forward to seeing Kobe Mainu. I'm looking forward to seeing what Man City's 125 is going to buy them. And I'm not talking about the amount of charges. I'm talking about the amount of money that they've got to pay to get Anderson out. But look, get in there. I want to know your amazing people. And do not forget to give the video a like as well. Give the video a like. Come on, England. I am tempted to even go and get a beer, but I won't do that at the moment. So let's go through some more of these chats. The Truth says Argentina has been the funniest game to us. Love to see Kobe Mainu play. Yes, me too. I think he's going to have to take a big pay cut. I will get on to Rashford as well. Hope all are well. Let's see how the game goes. Says Chris. Chris, you're a legend. Come on, England fans. Let's have a rendition of 3 lines on the shirt. I wish Wan-Bissaka played that hard for you. United Wan-Bissaka. I tell you what, that Congo team. How good is that Congo team? By the way, they've got some good players there. Only 6 teams have ever won it. The Truth, big mistake. Not sure we should keep him as backup. Enjoy being happy. Exactly. Life is too short. Life is too short. Enjoy it. We're at a World Cup. England are at a World Cup. It doesn't happen that often. It doesn't happen that often. Enjoy it. If England, why is there pressure? Why is there expectation? Why do we expect to win the World Cup? Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. So let's talk about Marcus Rashford. I think Mainu will come on for the second half. I want to pose a question. I want to pose a question, and please feel free to answer this question. Right. My question is this: if Fernandes is worth 85, Kobe Mainu, how much money is Kobe Mainu worth? I think Kobe Mainu, if you're talking 85 for Fernandes, I think Kobe is on levels with Anderson as well, by the way. I think Kobe Mainu is welcome back, Ifran. You're welcome, JB. Ifran is in the house. Mate, I feel welcome just having you here. The pleasure, Ifran, is always all mine, my friend. Absolute legend. I love that. I love that opening. I'm just going to turn the light a bit as well. I love that, Ifran. Brilliant, my friend. Love it, love it, love it. So let's talk about Marcus Rashford. I'm hoping for a win for England. I don't care. Exactly. Mainu is worth 55, says Ifran. Bloody hell, mate. Thanks to the World Cup, it gets rid of some of the repeats on BBC. And look, who wants to watch EastEnders? I mean, who wants to watch, cops and robbers? Who wants to watch Can't Pay, Take It Away? Who wants to watch Gogglebox? Not me. Not me. I don't care about Gogglebox. I've never watched it a day in my life, but I know it's on telly. I know Gogglebox is on telly. I don't watch it. I don't care. I'd rather be watching England. Brazil is embarrassing. They really left Pedro for Thiago. Yeah, they did. Well, they did. And there's something that they are going to have to own. Chris says, "Do not underestimate Croatia." No, you can't underestimate Croatia. I agree with you completely. So, Marcus Rashford, let's go a little bit into the Rashford story because he's playing for England. He's in the England team now. What is the latest on Marcus Rashford? Now, I'm going to give big up to KK who comes on to this channel. By the way, he said it. If it says at this rate, don't be surprised if any African teams are in the finals or semi-finals. Almost Rocky music time. It is. Come on. So Marcus Rashford. At the moment, the situation is this, and KK as said it as well. And the reason why I bring him up is because KK was mentioned in this last week. Is that Marcus Rashford? I think he's only going to leave at the moment if he goes back to Barcelona or if he goes back to Bayern Munich. Now, why would I say he's going to go back to Barcelona? How in a month of Sundays am I saying that Marcus Rashford is going to go back to Barcelona? Because Barcelona, the cheeky little scamps, the cheeky tykes, because we all know how Barcelona play the game. They're very, very cheeky. They've said, we don't want to pay for him. Look, we don't want to pay the 26, but what we will do is that we will loan him back. If you give us it to him for another year, then what we'll do is that we'll loan him back off you. So we don't want to buy him, but what we will do is we'll loan him again, and maybe you pay some of the wages again. No. Look, I don't want Rashford to come back, but Rashford has got a commercial value here. Now, there are 2 points to this, and the point number one is Rashford's got 2 years left on his contract. Unless we sell Rashford now or do an agreement down, Rashford is going to run that contract down, and we're going to get 0 for an academy player. That cannot happen. That cannot happen. We've got to get something for Rashford. If Rashford walks out of this club for free after we've paid him 350k for the best part of 5 years, it is a failure. So for me, Rashford has to go. Chris, it's all right, my friend. I'm just not going to repeat it. I'm not going to repeat the swear words, but that's fine. So Rashford, to me, look, what I would say this is that Marcus Rashford, I respect the player going to look for a move. I think Barcelona move worked out, and I think it's perfectly fine. I don't think he probably could have done any more. It's not him why he's not going to move to Barcelona. This is nothing to do with Rashford, in my view. Not wanting to move to Barcelona. He would have taken a pay cut to do it, so I've got no issue with that. The problem that he's now got is that, sadly, when you deal with the devil, then you've got to pay the price, and you're dealing with a club that always gets his own way. So look, the other side to this as well, before I get back into the chat, is basically how it's been put out there by the media, is that the players have been consulted. Marcus Rashford, the players, they've been asked, do you want Marcus Rashford to come back? And the players are going, yes, of course. We love Marcus Rashford. He's the star boy. Let's bring him back. He's a wonderful player. I don't care what the players think. I couldn't care what the players think. For me, it has no bearing on what the players think. Or the bearing for me is this. If Marcus Rashford doesn't go this summer and he comes back to the club, that it is a failure on the club. I don't even really blame the player, to be fair, because what is he supposed to do? You know, he's got a contract. So I think it's we all talk about sales. We all talking about buying Matthias Fernandes. We all talk about now buying Tonali. I think the most difficult deal to do is going to be who's going to buy our players. You know, never mind. Going to buy Tonali for 85 million. That's easy to do. It's easy to do. And the reason why it's easier to buy players is because you go to the club and you say, can I have your player? And they say, yes, give us the money. Can we sell Ugarte to make a profit? Can we sell Xerxes to make a profit? Can we sell Rashford to make a profit? Those are the things that are difficult. Those are the things that will define this season. Not can we go and spend money that we haven't got. So let's see how we do. And that's look. I'm going to get into your chats as well. Look, 18 minutes to go until the game kicks off. So let's get into this as well. Blah 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 blah. Done that one. Done that one. I hope Rashi finds some joy wherever he goes. Yeah, I agree with you. I hope Marcus Rashford finds some joy, finds a bit of happiness. Come on, Marcus. Fabrizio has confirmed they won't sign him. Cool. This is Rashford's last chance to audition for a championship side, says Ifran. I think Rashford should stay at United and work under Carrick. Look, again, that is your view. You're entitled to that view. I don't agree. I'm not saying that you're wrong, by the way. I don't agree, but it could work. It could work out. Bayern would be a target. Sorry for swearing, says Chris. it's all good, my friend. Let's hope Amarin doesn't sign him. Rashford is happy advertising Volvic water. So would I if Volvic want to sponsor the channel. If Volvic want to sponsor the channel, I've got some water right now. I'm not gonna, not gonna give them anything. But if Volvic want to sponsor the channel, I can do that as well. We can model water on this channel. I'll do my very best impression. Even £10 profit, I'm happy as long as Rashford's gone. Leave him, go elsewhere. His wages are still ours. Yet it's a win if Rashie stays or goes. I would gladly shake any manager's hand right now if they're showing Rashie. Samson says, hi, I'm watching from Liberia. Samson, legend. I hope you're doing extremely well. So look, guys, get in there. Shh. Don't say that. I don't want to give them any thing on this channel. Shh. We go, look. So I could advertise anything, really. Water, anything really. Whatever it is, we will advertise on this channel whatever you want us to do, as long as you pay us to do it. I'm joking. I'm not joking. Everyone says, at this rate, how European teams are performing, don't be surprised that 2 African teams reach the semis. Even one will be embarrassed to European football. Look, African teams have been threatening to do this for years. And, maybe it is about time. Yes, Sky, I haven't forgotten about your emoji. Promise you, I will do your emoji as well. So I promise you, I will. I haven't forgotten your emoji, so I'm not being, I'm just I just haven't forgotten. I promise you, I haven't forgotten. So look, get in there with your chats. Now look, what is the latest update? Any latest updates to bring you? I did have something on the cards, but I can't remember now what it is. There was something to bring you, but I can't remember what it is now. Oh yes, Mason Greenwood. So Mason Greenwood looks like he's going to go to Roma. And it looks like Roma, there's going to be a deal sort of there done for in and around 50 million. So United could look to be doing, something like profit-wise between 9 and 10. Tonali, look, it looks like Tonali, in out. I can't wait. I don't know about anybody else. I can't wait for some of these players to leave and go somewhere else so we can stop talking about them. Ifran says, how about advertising my data SIM cards and payment gateway, JB? Maybe. I'll be waiting to Sky. I'll be P at half time if we know who's playing and who's not. It's exactly that. So Mason Greenwood. Let's talk about Mason Greenwood on this channel. So Mason Greenwood looks like he is going to go to Roma on loan. Like Fenerbahce was the destination. And that's fallen through. So it looks like we're going to get a little bit of bunts. We're going to get a little bit of bunts. We are going to get some little bit of money for old Mason. Sky says sausages. Harry has his own crisps too. They're awful. I've seen Harry Maguire. Not Harry. I saw Harry. Oh, darling. I've seen Harry Kane doing the old thingy, like the barbecue thing. All right, darling. All right, yeah, bruv. I'm 50% of the profit for Greenwood as 40%. Ifran, I think is 40%. 8-7 Croatia, says Chris. Someone's talking at the moment. Apparently Harry Maguire apparently inspires kids in Chingford, which of course is always good. So look, it is nice at the moment to talk about England, to watch an England game, because you know the talk of Somerville to United again, the talk of Tonali, he's going to go to Spurs. Look, it is all going to go a little bit quiet. The Matthias Fernandes is going into God knows what. Let's see what else we've got on there. And again, Spurs have signed Van Hecker for 52 million. 52 million pounds for Van Hecker. 52 million pounds. Ridiculous. Absolutely crazy. Oh, from this one, Joby, what was that voice? I don't know. Ooh, my darling. Ooh, darling. Main poo does score 4. I hope so. Been called away. Hope to catch the match. If not the result, yes. Simon, see you soon, my friend. I think that if it says Tonali is a beautiful distraction, watch our next season. Watch our next one and bookmark the stream. Tonali is a distraction. Watch our next signing. Bookmark this stream. I've got a funny feeling. That our next signing is going to be Baleba. Kobe on the bench is a joke, says Scott. Scott is in the house, legend as well. Van der Ven would be a good addition. Faya says hi. And look, guys, do not forget to give the video a like as well. Give the video a like. It pushes the video out. It really does. It forces YouTube to test the video just by are you supporting the team? Of course I'm going to support England. Of course I am. Look, if I'm willing to stay up until 2 o'clock if I'm willing to stay up until 4 o'clock in the morning to watch Scotland, I'm damn well going to watch England at 9 o'clock at night. So yes. I'm all about the England. I'm all about the England. I really am. I am all about the England right now. So what else are we saying in there as well? We are got prediction on where United will finish in the league this coming season. Look, it's very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult. It's basically a bit like asking me how I'm going to feel if my wife leaves me, right? A bit extreme, I get that, but at the same point, I don't know. Like, if you're asking me first name, Ifran England to lose, Ifran super chat. Look, Ifran, absolute legend, my friend. I really appreciate it. It always humbles me when people put in super chats. Absolute legend, my friend, and look, I can't thank you enough. It really does. It really does humble me, and I thank you a lot. Chris says, "See when deals are done. Come on, the lads, Whites and." Come on, lads. White will win. Rocky time. Lion time, says Chris. Has United walked away from Fernandes? No. We have not walked away from this deal yet. No. We are. It doesn't mean to say that we can't. But we might do weak depth at right wing. Who's going to replace Madueke? Exactly. Are you supporting the team? Yes, I am, Fayas. I am going to support England. Yes, I am. I will be watching that. I'm from the Netherlands, says Helena. Welcome. Holland. Do you know what? Holland, classic team. I love a bit of Holland. Holland at the World Cup. Absolutely brilliant. I have always liked Holland at a World Cup all the way through. The fact, Holland playing orange. I love Holland. I really do. I think Holland are a great side. It's my pleasure, JB. Have a great watch. Thank you, my friend Ifran Legend. Should have called Rio instead of Chalobah, says Phoenix. It's going to be fascinating. It's going to be fascinating. To see what Tuchel is going to do with this squad. Look, this squad is going to have to deliver. This is squarely on him. So let's see. This is going to be squarely on the manager. And yes, of course, you can blame players, right? of course you can blame players. But he has picked the team. This is his team. Does look a cool set out. Yeah, it does. We are about to kick off. England at a World Cup. We're here again. It is England time. England fan zone. England fan zone. Here we go. The excitement. England fans are punching each other as we speak. Helen said, I have absolutely no confidence in my national side. Now look, Helena, the thing about Holland is it's Holland. I've been one of those kind of sides where for a long time, you had such fantastic players, and I mean, you can go back to Cruyff, etc. But the players that I remember watching, Rijkaard, Hullet, Koeman, I mean Van Basten. No, and then you go through the sides, and you've got the likes of Dennis Bergkamp, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Bronkhorst, Van der Sar, Davids, Seedorf. I mean, there's just so many. Van Persie, recent years, Robin. You've had such great players, and even before, like the early noughties into the 90s. I remember Italian 90. I remember Euro 92. I remember 88. I don't know. Dutch football seems like it's going through a bit of a transition, and I don't know why. You're not producing. Don't get me wrong. You've got good players. You've got some good players, but when your best player is still what's his name? I can see his face. What's his name? Who plays in Brazil that used to play for us? What's his name? I'm thinking of his name now. What's his name? I tell you what, my old man brain is going to get the best of me. I'm gonna have to find it now because it's gonna bug me. What's his name? Come on, people. What's his name? What's his name? This guy's gonna bug me. I cannot remember his name. Depay. That's it. Depay. That's it. Depay. Thank you, Scott. When Holland's record goal scorer, or when Holland's best player is still Depay, I mean, that's when you sort of know. That's when you sort of know, the level of the team. Depay, he's bad. Well, the fact that Depay can still get into the Holland squad, I think it tells you everything that you need to know. But look, Holland will come again. Look, Holland will come again. They always get good players. It's just going for a little bit of a weird time. But look, Holland for me, it's never a World Cup without Brazil, Holland, Italy, Spain, England, the Germans, the French, Memphis. Yeah, that's it. And I knew he had a weird name. I just couldn't think of it. The old man brain. It's true. Old man brain. It's a thing. Like Saka with England. Exactly. Scott says. I mean, oh, Scott, crack me up, buddy. So let's see. Look, give me your predictions. Are we going to be level-headed England talk tonight, or are we going to go for England's going to win like 17-0? I think the way that this tournament has gone so far, I think this is going to be a very, very close game. I think England will probably say, I reckon England could just nick it. 1-0, 2-1. Could be a draw. He can't even get into his own squad, says Scott. Helena says, I say that we are amateurs. We are not good enough. And 3-1 England. Helena says 3-1 England. Wow, I tell you what, Helena, you are braver than I am. You are braver than I am. So this is the kickoff. They are going a bit crazy over there. They are going a bit mad. Kane, Hope are on most. I think Kane's got to score, hasn't he? Kane has to score. I thought I've got to say Cristiano looked a little bit like, you know. I thought Cristiano looked a little bit like his age today. I do. I think I love Cristiano. I just think he looked like his age today, sadly. I could be wrong. But I think he just looked a little bit. He looked a little bit leggy today, I thought. So here we go. The wait is nearly over. Here we go. Right, here we go. Here we go. All right. Sort the clock out. All right, first minute gone. Let's get this sorted out. Scott says, JB, why there's so many French officials? I don't know, mate. Don't know, buddy. No idea, mate. Always love it. Yeah, you've always got to have love for Cristiano. 100%. 100%. Always got to love him. Always got to. 100%. Oh my God. Nice, my scoreboard needs to be up to date. Here we go. There. Well, here we go. Right. Why do I think there are so many? Sorry, man, I was in the middle of trying to do something. Then, why do I think there's so many French officials? It's probably because France probably, I think, isn't French one of the most spoken languages out there. So when you're looking at some of the African nations, when you're looking at France, when you're looking at some of those, I think, isn't it because France, French is one of the most largely spoken languages around the world, potentially. Son needs to be benched. He's too slow. Love him, but it's over. Yeah, I do agree with you. It's a shame. Let me go back up, see what you guys are saying there. Helena says, oof. I think Julian Timber is a good player. It's a shame he's injured. The Netherlands really miss him. And De Ligt and Simmons are also injured, says Helena. Yes. Always love for Cristiano. Exactly. It's a shame, really, that Timber isn't there. I'm a fan of his. I think Timber's really good as well. I do. So here we go. Looks shaky, says Scott. Yeah, this isn't the best of starts. This isn't the best of starts already. But England always look a little bit shaky. But look, guys, please do not forget to give the video a like. Just double tap whatever you're doing. Give the video a like as well. We do have some emojis on this channel. Why should you watch this? Why should you watch this channel as opposed to anyone else's? Because we're the best. We are the best on this channel. I've got the best community. This is not good already. We have the best community on this platform, hands down. Thank you. Thank you for being here. We do look a little bit shaky. That's nice. Harry Kane. Go on, Madueke. Because your sound says Bush. Ah, Bush. Bush. Thanks, mate. Thank you, Bush. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. Thank you, Bush. There's no BS here. Why is Pickford halfway up the pitch? Because that's what Pickford does. And look, the reason why you should come to this channel is because the community here is absolutely amazing. We don't do BS. We don't chase clickbaits on this channel. We are logical on this channel. We find out the truth. We'll give you. I question absolutely every single thing. So whenever you know a transfer story, we're not going to BS anybody. We don't do things for clicks. So that is why you should definitely come to this channel. That's a hopeful ball over the top. Come on. This is a. It's not horrific start. Come on. This is an aging Croatian team. No disrespects to them. Straight to the facts, says Chris. Exactly, Chris. We're straight to the facts, and let's not forget how hilarious I am. Scott says Harry Kane comes deep. That's what my mum says. If the chance ever comes to sell, would I sell it? No, never. I wouldn't sell this channel to Neville. Neville couldn't offer me any money in the world to sell this channel. You know, because some of us are true fans. You know, some of us on this channel, when we talk about, you know, communities and a channel for fans, we are a proper channel for fans. You know, I read out your comments, we'll read out your chats, and this is your channel. You know, we don't just pretend on this channel. Jordan the Magpie Legend says, I hope your day was good, my friend. Look, Jordan is a legend. I hope you're doing extremely well, Jordan. Jordan the Magpie, give it up for Jordan. Absolute legend. Should have Foden instead of Madueke. I agree with you, Scott. I don't know why Foden wasn't there. Foden, for me, is a very, very versatile player. The reason I like him is because I think he can play many positions. So I like Foden. I do. Like and support is actually side to side, back to back. Goldbridge is a sellout, says niche fan. I do feel sorry. I do feel sorry for his fan base, because eventually, let's be honest with this, it's not going to stay the same as it is. But you know, John says, I'm doing good, thank you, just chilling before work in the morning, says Jordan. Well, hopefully, Jordan, you know, you're going to go to work tomorrow with a smile on your face. How far do you think we'll get this World Cup? I'm thinking the quarterfinals. The pilot guy, look, we've got to win this. I think we can get to the finals. I do. I think we can get to the quarters. Look, I think we should absolutely 100% get to the quarterfinals, and that's not disrespecting any nation. This is going to be a very, very difficult World Cup, and we've got to respect every single team. England, I think, has to go to the quarterfinals at the very least. Oh, and Anderton's out there. I subscribed after last summer's antics I unsubscribed, says Bush, after last summer's antics. Well, sadly Bush, sadly Bush, you know, um, it's important. It's important to choose your fan channels wisely. Oh, it is a penalty. It is a penalty. Penalty already. Luka Modric penalty. Ooh, penalty, says Scott. Penalty. Penalty for Harry Kane. Is Harry Kane gonna score the penalty? Unlucky. Ready. Ooh. Chris says, on paper, England are okay. Fell short the chance to expect semi-finals. That's a light pen, to be fair. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It is a light penalty. Here we go. What did you think of Mbappe's second goal? No, Jordan. I was watching the game with the missus, and I said to her, as he picked up the ball, I said to her, he's going to score this. And he did. He's missed. He's missed. Harry Kane has missed the penalty. Uh-oh. He's missed it. Woof. Oh, dear. Miss. Ooh, miss. Oh, dear. Seriously, just smash it. Just smash it. Just. Oh. Here we go. This man, this is a gift to us, and yes, it is. Here we go. Do not miss it again. Do not miss it again. Come on, here we go. Just smash it. Get in there. Boom! Harry Kane. Harry Kane, get in there. Boom! One 0. Here we go. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Harry Kane. Harry Kane has his goal. 1-0. 1-0. Football's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming. Football's coming home. There you go. There you go. There you go. He ain't missing that, is he? He's not missing that. Well, England won. Croatia 0. Surely not. England 1, Croatia 0. Okay, it was a penalty part 2. But let's be fair here. England are winning. Are England doing what they're supposed to be doing? Ridiculous. They're off and running at this World Cup. Look at that. Harry Kane. This game needs Kobe, says Scott. I think Kobe. Now C got to start. Exactly. And guys, if this is your first time to the channel as well, look, get into this amazing community. This is the best Man United fan channel, full stop, football channel on the platform. YouTube doesn't know what's hit it most of the time. This is the best one out there. So get into it for this amazing community. Look, England won, Croatia 0. Ridiculous. So look, nice ball out there to is that Harry Kane? Why is Harry Kane playing so deep? Can anyone explain that to me? Kane is playing centre back. I don't understand it. I think Harry Kane's playing the quarterback role. I think that's his role, is the quarterback role for some reason. I think he's obviously encouraging Madueke and Gordon to run in behind. So 1-0, 13 minutes gone. I know it's hot. I tell you what, it is hot in here. Oof. It is warm in here. It is warm in here. Here we go. Look at that. Harry plays so deep he still thinks he's Harry Kane's Jordan says Harry Kane plays so deep he still thinks he's playing for Tottenham. Oh, tackle. Penalty maybe. I want to ask Jordan a question. Jordan the Magpie, who is obviously a Newcastle fan. What do you think, Jordan, about Tonali going to Tottenham? And I'm not saying 100% definitely going to go to Tottenham, but what do you think about Tonali going to Spurs? Are you happy with that? Do you think you can replace him? Let us know. I am just checking a bit more. Oof, corner. Mad, that's rage bait, JB. Madueke is. I mean, you know, look, come on now. I'm just checking to see if anything's coming out from the people. Look, look, Tonali to Spurs. Hit it. Anderson's rubbish. Absolute rubbish. I'm kidding, by the way. Jordan says, I think it's a load of rubbish, but in my opinion, if it's true, he should have gone to a bigger club like Madrid, Milan, or another club, but not Tottenham. And Jordan, why do you think he would go to Spurs? Now, from what Fabrizio Romano said, you know, that Tonali and De Zerbi, they're both from Brescia. And he wants to play for De Zerbi. I know, great impression. So Fabrizio Romano, that's what he basically said. And if you couldn't understand because my accent was so bad, he basically said that that Tonali and De Zerbi are from the same town in Italy, and because of that, he wants to go and play for Spurs. I mean, why would you, Jordan? I don't get it. Why would you go from Newcastle? I mean, why would you go from Newcastle to Spurs? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. You know, Spurs are not a bigger club than Newcastle. Newcastle are a huge club. Like, Newcastle are a massive club. Because the midfield that Spurs have are awful. They don't have pace, and I think that's why they wanted to go. That's why they are wanting to go to Spurs. Yeah. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, mate. Thanks, buddy. I mean, you know me. I love an impression. You know, I am awful at impressions, but you know, uh, I've got a very special concrete price. Matthias Fernandes is for West Ham. It's a very important price. The concrete deal is very good to happen because it is a very important price for West Ham. Matthias Fernandes will go to Manchester United for £100 million. Too much ball watching from our centre backs. No movement whatsoever. What do you think about Turkey? Will they win the second match? I was a bit disappointed with Turkey. I'm not going to lie. I thought Turkey were very disappointing. Turkey, for me, are always that team who are always ready to put up a surprise. So I was very surprised. I was quite disappointed with Turkey. Really, I thought Turkey were going to acquit themselves better. I think it's going to be very difficult for Turkey. I do. I think it's going to be very difficult for Turkey. Paraguay, I think, is going to be a very difficult game. So, who have you already played? Let me see who you've already played. So the next match is USA. So I think that's going to be a very tricky match. No, it's not. Who's your next match? Can't see. Let me look at the fixtures. Cool. Who have you got next? Who've Turkey got next? Turkey have got, when it bothers to come up, obviously not the USA. Turkey have got Anderson with the ball. Paraguay. You've got to win it. You've got to win it. You've got to win that game. I think it's going to be difficult for you. I really do. I think Turkey are going to need to lock in. Are really going to need to lock in. Do I think you're better than Paraguay? I think you're on par with Paraguay. A draw's not going to be enough. But again, I like the Turkish team. I think you've got some good players in there. So I sadly think it's going to be an early exit for Turkey. Sadly, I do. Here we go. Bellingham, go on, Bellingham. Too much. Far too much. If you were Tonali, where would you want to go if you left Newcastle? Bernard Matthews says Chris. If I was Tonali, there's only a couple of places in the Premier League that I think would be bigger than Newcastle. Right. So if I was Tonali, I would look at the teams and go, am I going to get into Man City if they get an Anderson? And do I want to go there if Pep is leaving? No. Would I want to go to Arsenal? They've got midfielders. They've got Odegaard that they want to sell. They've got Zubimendi in there that they probably want to sell as well. So Arsenal could be a potential. Liverpool would just be a flat no for me. United, I think for me, United again. I would if I'm being objective. On United, what I would do is go look. They're on another manager, but they're a massive club, and if I really believed in the club, would I go there? And I would probably think to myself, and I'm taking my unbiased hat off here, I'd probably say, I would definitely think about it. But I think if Real Madrid come into me, so if it was a choice of Arsenal, Man United, AC Milan, Spurs, Madrid. Obviously, Madrid would probably be the one, but where's he going to fit in there? AC Milan, no. So it would have to be between Arsenal and United, and I'd probably go to United on the basis that I know they need a midfielder. I know that United needs somebody to play, and he's going to play every single game. So I think if I was him, I would go to United. But if I was him, I think he'd go back to AC Milan. I do. I think he wants to go back to AC Milan. Yashin says Australia players put the ball in front of the goalkeeper. That's not a game. It's not football. Um, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. But however, Arsenal have just won a league on not playing football. Um, whilst I do agree with you, it's not about the beautiful game, is it? Really, it's all about winning football. So whilst the lag, JB, yes, the lag is back. The lag is not great, is it? Oh. So, okay, so let's ask Jordan another question. So, Jordan, one of the questions that I want to know, and I wonder if you can answer this, is what do you think about Lewis Hall? Do you think if, for example, if Tonali gets sold, do you think you let Lewis Hall go? Now, one of the things I do want to know and interested to me on this is if Lewis Hall is not happy, right? And I'm not saying that he should force a move. If Lewis Hall tried to force a move, I would not want him at this club. I'm sorry. That is just not how I want to handle things in this club. So, what are you going to do if Lewis Hall is not happy? Um, would Newcastle sell him if he's not happy? What have you heard? Um, have you heard anything about Lewis Hall? Because I know this fan base and other fan channels for some reason think that we're going to sign him for 50 million. I just wonder whether now that door will be shut, and if Tonali does go, that Lewis Hall price stays up at 70 million quid. So let me go back up to the chats. I know I've missed a couple, but let me get in there as well. I have seen some of the stuff in there as well. So let me go through this one. Danny is in the house. I hope the lag stops. Fingers crossed that it does. Portugal's draw exactly that. So Gregory is in the house. Absolute legend. JB, thank you for the stream in this game. Gregory, my pleasure, my friend, and I hope you're doing extremely well. We don't play attractive, so whatever. I mean, look, this England game, first game is all about the win. Worry about style. Worry about the style. If England get through to any sort of part of the tournament. Jordan says he's a really good player. We definitely need to keep him until we get another left back. And Mike's in the house. Says hi, hello, Mike. We definitely need to keep until we get another left back and a few more defenders. And I've only heard that the guys are after Hall, but he's unhappy. Then he can go. And that's an interesting take from a Newcastle fan, actually. Would you rate Lewis Hall as a 70 million pound player? And again, this is not me trying to say that Newcastle were bad for Austin, massive money, Jordan. But I'm interested from a Newcastle fan perspective. Do you think he's worth 70? Now, when I talk about 70, I'm talking about a world record fee. Is Lewis Hall really a world record fee sort of player, or would you be happy? Would you be happy with 50 million? Would you be happy with 55 million? What do you reckon? Get Madwakey off the pitch, says Scott. He's not having the best of games, does he? Look, 27 minutes in, nearly half an hour gone. England 1, Croatia 0. Look, this is 1-0 better than 1-1, and this game is not over yet. Look, England just need points. Now, I don't. You can't judge. Taking that out. Tell you what, this back four is suspect. Chris Mike says no horse should worth £50 million. If he keeps his performances like he has last season, then I'd say yes, but he still has some time to show what he's really fully got in the tank. There's a bunch of people on Discord trying to get to your stream blocked. I don't think there are, mate. There's a bunch of people on Discord trying to get to your stream, but it's blocked. Shouldn't be blocked. My stream should not be blocked, my friend. Okay. Well, I'm not. Am I? So you know. Well, we know that's not true. So, you're blocked. So, you're gone. Ridiculous. Yeah, absolute idiot. Perisic has got this ball on this hand side now. What can Perisic do with this ball? I mean, he is like older than me, Perisic, and that is saying something. Buzkovic. I feel like I'm doing. I feel like I'm doing a collab, says Jordan. Well, you know, I am going to get you guys onto the channel, by the way, Jordan. So Jordan is up for it. Jordan, I know Scott's up for it as well. I can get you guys onto the channel, Jordan. So let me know if you're up for it. Mike said, "Who scored for England?" Harry Kane. Harry Kane scored for England. 85 for him. A joke, says Scott. Scott is not happy. Scott is not happy. You. I'm just going to drink my unsponsored water as well, by the way. Just some unsponsored water. But in case anybody wants to sponsor the channel, I do placements as well. So just in case anybody wants me to sponsor anything for the channel, give me a shout. Madwake. Ooh, Jordan says I'll definitely be down for it someday. To be honest, even on a weekend. Cool. Okay, Jordan. Look, just keep us informed. No way 85. 50-50 for Penn, says Scott. I don't know. Tell you what, it's so warm in here. Woof. It is warm in here. It is warm in here. You do do's. You do do's. Did you say? I do do's. I do do's. I do, Chris. I constantly do do's, mate. That's all I do. I do do's. I do. Oh my god. I will do product placements. If I see anything, I'll send you over the video. Thank you, Jordan. Absolute legend, my friend. Yeah, look, if people want to know, I will advertise stuff on this channel. If you want me to advertise, I don't know, whatever people do nowadays, you know, stuff to shave your ball sack, stuff to shave your face, whatever. You know, I'll advertise it. Mike said, "Why is that we're so very slow at signing players?" It's because, Mike, the reason why we're so slow is, number one, first and foremost, is we don't have the readily available cash. We just don't. We also have to quibble and argue over every pound. And we've also got to get the Glazers to sign it off as well. This is the one thing that people forget. When we sign players, we have to go through the Glazers. We can't just sign players. We've got to go through the Glazers. And this is why it takes so long, is because we've got to get the sign off from the Glazers. People think the Glazers have no involvement in the signings. They absolutely do. So the reasons why it takes so long is because we've got to agree the signing, get it signed off by Sir Jim, the board, the Glazers, and then it comes all the way back. And any time that there's a difference in the deal, the Glazers have to be involved. Look, this is the Glazers' money that we're talking about here. You know, I'll talk about the transfer fees, etc. Look, when we're talking about the PSR, but whatever the money is comes out of the Glazers' pocket, and we've got to. The Glazers want value for money. So, Mike, it is the layers of signatures that it has to go through. It is the complexity of the contracts as well. It is the fact that we don't want to spend the money as well. There's so many factors, Mike. It's absolutely crazy. Madueke's decision making is terrible. Madueke's decision making is awful. It's awful. Terrible. Would you rather have the England squad we have now or the squad we had in 2012? Do you know what? I'd probably have this one, to be fair. Is there money? The Glazers always have a saying, yeah, get a loan player. You're good at getting loans, says Sean. We haven't had that many loan players. We've not had lots of loan players. We've only had in the last couple of years we've had Amrabat, Weghorst, Igalo, Zabitzer, Falcao. I mean, that's what five or six in the last 13, 14 years. I mean, that's not that bad, is it? Is it? Is it that bad? I can't think of any more questions, says Jordan. Look, mate, just enjoy it. Just enjoy, mate. Just let me talk rubbish and no one else has to. The Glazers' money is all from the look. At the end of the day, it is money. Look, it is money from the bank, but at the end of the day, the Glazers spend it as if it's theirs anyway. So obviously, it's not the Glazers' money. Everybody knows that it is not the Glazers' money at all. To the 2010 England squad, do you think Cristiano did not put in his 100%? Oh, absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. I tell you what, Mad Wakey down that side. I tell you what, Tuchel has got this wrong. How can an aging Croatia squad? How can this England squad full of this youth and talent not be better than an aging Croatian squad? I also want to say this as well. I actually think Harry Maguire would probably have done better there. Really, to be fair, the defending is awful. We are like a mortgage to the Glazers. I agree with you. Hesty, hey JB, where are they going to take dividends this year? Says Hesty. I don't know. Do not know. Do not know. They might do, Hesty. I would probably say I think that they won't take any this year. They'll take some for next year. Do you think? Do I think Ronaldo put in 100%? Look, I think Ronaldo put in as much as he could. Look, Cristiano Ronaldo is not the player anymore. He's 42 years old. He's 42 years old. So Cristiano for me. that, you know, no, he's had his day. I think if you were the manager of United, which players would you sell, and who would I bring in? I would sell. Who would I sell? Okay, now I'm going to base who I would sell on injury and not based on talent, based on who I think who's gonna play for the club. I would sell Luke Shaw. I would sell Delict. I would keep Martinez at the moment. I would sell Maguire. Dallo, I'd probably sell. Ugarte, he'd be sold. Xerxes would be sold. I think those primarily would be sold. Marcus Rashford would be sold. Mason Mount would be sold as well. And who would I bring into that squad? You know, I'd love to bring in Harry Kane. I'd love to bring in an Osimhen as a striker, but I don't think that's going to happen. Left-sided player, Truffett, Lewis Hall. Centre back wise, I don't know centre back wise actually. I think that's, I would need a little bit more thought on that one. Right back, I like the PSG. Is it Mendes, the PSG right back? I do like him a lot. Midfield wise, to Amani for me. To Amani, Edison is here. To Amani, I don't mind Matthias Fernandez. To Amani in there as well. So you go Kobe Mainu, and then look, winger wise, I think we want a left-sided player. I would probably like, you know, again on that left-hand side. But again, I quite like Nemcha as well, by the way, who's I think he's more of a defensive midfielder, isn't he? It's difficult. Barcola, I like Barcola. I like that young lad for Senegal as well, who scored there as well. Would you get rid of Shesko and Mbeumo and Cunha? I wouldn't get rid of Shesko and Mbeumo and Cunha, no. And the reason why I wouldn't is because I like Shesko. I think Shesko is going to be a really good striker. Now, in Mbeumo and Cunha, I've said this about these two for a long time. Cunha, I really like Cunha. Cunha is that sort of player that he's not gonna. You don't sign Cunha to win a league, but when you're building out a squad, right? Mbeumo and Cunha are the perfect squad building players. And what I mean by that is that can you bring in better players in those positions? Yes, but when you playing in the league and the Champions League, they are good enough. They are good enough, and I think they are the level of players that you would need to at least build a squad with. So for me, I would keep them. I think Mbeumo, I think next season was where we could see Mbeumo. If he doesn't have a good season, I think Mbeumo could, I would say, get in there. 2-1, 2-1, get in there. Harry Kane, get in there, Sonny Jim. Get in there. Boom. Get in there. Nice. Tell you what, Harry Kane, you know, we're seeing Harry Kane, Messi. Look at that, Harry Kane. Ridiculous. Oh, ridiculous. Harry Kane. I mean, Lee Dixon done off talk out of his ass. Apparently, that's ridiculous. Harry Kane. I've run out of questions. Thanks for your time. Not a problem, my friend. No, prefer Rooney all day long. But would you class Rooney as a striker though? Rooney's the best player, no question. Rooney's the best player, no question. 100%, 100%. See, I always saw Rooney as a more of a like a forward player, not necessarily a striker. I always saw Rooney as a centre forward, not a striker player. Okay, yeah, yeah. Or anyways, I'm gonna get sorted for bed. I'll be on your next stream. Thanks, Jordan. Thanks, mate. Rooney not on the pitch, says Chris. Let's start a poll. Okay, who's England's best striker? Not player, striker. And I'm gonna put not player in because I still think Rooney is probably. Who's England's best striker? Let's go. Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney. Let's do him. Let's do Harry Kane. And let's do them too. Start poll. Start the poll. Alan Shearer. Oh, Alan Shearer. Alan Shearer. True. But I'm just gonna give you two options. I'm just gonna give you two options. Feel free to put in anything different. Jordan says Alan Shearer. Of course. The man, the myth, the legend that is Alan Shearer. You've got no real complaints from me. We're just ticking along. Rooney, obviously contender. Of course. England 2, Croatia 1. I don't understand these water break things. Just stop the clock. Seriously, just stop the clock. What's going to happen? Just stop the goddamn clock. Honestly, it's really simple. It's really simple. Have we seen a free kick goal yet? Has there been any free kick goals yet? I don't think there has there? Good old Reece James. Come on. That's ridiculous. England 2. No, I don't think they have, JB. Yeah, I mean, I remember good old classic free kicks. I miss the Beckham free kicks. Now, here's a question. Who is your best free kick taker of all time? Now, I've got a couple of free kick takers in mind. Who is your best free kick taker of all time? You tell me who your best free kick takers are of all time. You can't play like this against America, says Benja. Benja is in the house. Absolute legend, my friend. USC. We're going to score a soccer goal. Benja likes Clint Dempsey, Landon Donovan, all those amazing players. What about you're missing Adu, that man, the myth, the legend, Freddie Adu as well, Benja. How can you? Freddie Adu should be the first name on your list. Freddie Adu was an absolute legendary player, fantastic player. Puyol says Scott. My favourite free kick taker was Juninho. But it was the Juninho that played for Lyon. Juninho Pinabicano, or whatever his name was. Benja says, good thing I'm French. Oh, Benja. Yeah, whatever, Frenchie. I chuck Peter Shilton, Gordon Banks, and even Adams. Problem more if it's helpful, if it means nothing. Freddie Adu from the same town as me. He was a flop. No, he wasn't. He was brilliant. No, he was a flop. He really was. Yeah, Adu was an absolute flop, wasn't he? He was just ridiculously bad. Good old Freddie Adu. He was good on one of the championship manager games. I liked him on that. Roberto Carlos, Puyol, Perlo. Yeah, I liked Roberto Carlos, Juninho, Perlo, Beckham. I thought Payet was a good free kick taker as well. Ronald Koeman as well was pretty good. But Roberto Carlos was something else, man. That he was just ridiculous. Had one good season with DC United, says Benja. This is Croatia, 5 minutes of added time, and it looks like, yeah. Interesting match to watch. That keeper, what's his name? Cheleve, was it Cheleve? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. 2-2. Ridiculous. I mean, what are England doing? What an absolute ridiculous, just ridiculous. Good old Benja. Benja strikes again. Oh. Terrible. That was awful. Chris says playing on hype. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It is just it's abysmal. Nish says we can't defend. Sean says Reece James, pub league player. Need to relax, says Chris. Straight through Pickford, get Madwake and Gordon. And this is on Tuchel, by the way. Chris says I blame the hydration break. Paper champion, says Chris. Wow, well, that is half time. That is half time, people. Well, look, let's be honest. Did anybody expect anything better from that? Look, this isn't classic England, is it? I mean, Tuchel, I don't know what he's done to this team. That was embarrassing. Look, let's talk about the first half. It almost feels like we're watching the United play. I'm kidding. By the way. Madwake. He looks like he's out of his depth. Madwake looks tired. He looks leggy. His decision making isn't great. Now let's talk about that England defence. Bob says at least Southgate got us out of the group stages. Now look, I wouldn't be panicking too much. I wouldn't be panicking too much on this one. But if we're talking about these teams, look, Pickford not having the greatest of games. Konsa Stones, O'Reilly, James. This is not good. Gordon, I mean, what is he even on the pitch for? Get Rashford on. I would get Rashford on. I think at least he would do something. Ben says Barca saw a cheap player with an improvement ability. Barca going to want a refund. Tuchel try and don't know how. They don't know how to form a shape. No, I agree with you. Saka is not good enough. John says, I've said all along we're going out in the group stage. I've even put a bet on it, 90-1, a tenner. The playing from the back, God Almighty! Look, that back five is not great, is it? Pickford is Pickford. O'Reilly again. I think O'Reilly in Man City works because of the players that he's surrounded by. John Stones, is there a reason why he's leaving Man City? Konsa, Reece James. Ridiculous. Chris says, can't blame Tuchel for what they're going to do. Get a sub on. Well, Elliot Anderson. Would you sign Elliot? And look, we're not going to go over the top on this one. One swallow doesn't make a summer. One game, one half doesn't make a game. So look, I think that people need to chill. Look, it could be worse. It could be Spain. It could be Spain. You look at what Spain did. So look, the positives at the moment, Harry Kane has scored. I think at the moment, I think Tuchel is getting this wrong. I think Rashford, needs to probably come in. I think Guehi should probably start as well. I think Mainu. I think this game is screaming out for Kobe Mainu. I think this game is screaming out for Kobe Mainu. I really, really think it is. I think it's screaming out for Kobe Mainu. I think it's screaming out for Rodgers, for a Rashford. What is Tuchel going to do? So, look, the first half for me, all over the place. Madueke, I think he's probably been, along with Harry Kane, the best of a bad bunch. Madueke's decision making hasn't always been great, but Gordon, where is Gordon? I don't know. John says City can have Elliot. He's not worth 125. This FNP has sabotaged us. Enemy within, says Niche. First game, see how it goes. And exactly, look, nobody really, other than a couple of teams, can honestly say, look at Spain. Let's put everything into perspective for a second, right? Spain, Cape Verde, Spain. Now, let's. I know this is not good to watch, and as United fans, we know what bad is. It could be better. It could be better. But look, it is not the end of the world. Harry Kane has scored 2. Can Harry Kane score 3? But the funny thing is that all the big guns, all the big players are showing up in this tournament. Harry Kane's got 2, Haaland's got 2, Mbappe's got 2. Scott says Rashford for Madueke and Kobe for Rice. He's done F4. Other than that corner, says Scott. I think this game is calling out for a Kobe Mainu. This game is calling out for somebody who can carry the ball and progress the ball as well. I'm just going to see if there's anything new being posted. Let's see what's going up. So, interestingly enough, so Ben Jacobs as apparently Newcastle have open talks as well, and at the moment Newcastle are looking for around £100 million. They don't mind what package that is. What else have we got? What we're saying. Saying in here, Ben talk. Look, he does. Vito in the house says England are. Yes, they are. Tuchel is a spy. He's been planning our defeat the moment he signed. Ben talks, he does. Foden is great, just got overshadowed by who? Can't even read that. Look, yes. Yeah, yeah, agreed. So look, I mean, this game is pretty flat right now. Pretty flat. It is. This game is not great. But look, I do want to know. What I do want to know. Cherky, yeah, okay. Shirky, okay, yeah. Tuchel took that payout from Trump to lose on purpose. Says Benja. I love it, my friend. Right, let me do that. Let me do that. Let me do that. I'm going to make an observation now, right? And I think at the moment, if you watch, particularly in the Premier League, now it's really difficult to talk about Tonali at the moment because he's not in this World Cup. If you look at the prices that West Ham are quoting for Fernandes, right? Anderson 125, Declan Rice went for 105, and now we're talking about Alex Scott, who can't even get into the England squad. You've got Matthias Fernandes that can't get into the Portuguese squad. Why are these prices extremely high? What is it about these English players or these players that have played in the Premier League that warrant this sky high price? That if you go through and you look at Cape Verde, if you go through some of these teams, and I'll go through a couple of results as well. When you look at Senegal, was Senegal really that bad? I actually thought that they looked okay. When you look at Cape Verde, I thought they look good as well. Let me get up some of the games as well. You've got, I know Austria beat Jordan. You've got Congo, Portugal, Algeria. I thought Algeria were okay. Senegal were okay. Iran, New Zealand, Uruguay. Look, all these sorts of middling teams or teams. Japan. Now, why is it when you watch this game today, and look, whether people like this or not, and whether Man City fans enjoy this or not, you can't have it both ways, right? Because if Anderson, if Forest are asking 125 for an Anderson, and look, this is just based off of here and now, right? It doesn't mean to say that Anderson cannot go off and have a fantastic tournament, but what is it? Why is Anderson 125? What exactly has he done this season? Tell you what, let me do that. Why has Anderson what has Anderson done this season to warrant 125? Because from what I've seen, and if you're a world-class player, and 125 for me is world-class money. If you're a world-class player, it doesn't matter if the team around you is playing poorly, you can still put in a shift. If you look at that game there, Harry Kane still puts in his shift. Harry Kane, is still England's best player. Yes, he's not playing as a striker, but if you're asking for that sort of cash, you've got to be the best player in that team. Mbappe, if you look at Mbappe, he goes and scores goals. France weren't exactly playing great, and then they kicked it up again, but he still took the game by the scruff of the neck, and he still scored goals. Haaland, and I know strikers are slightly different. But if you look at Haaland, Lionel Messi, Anderson, the money that we're talking about for him is, and I know you can say, it's comparative, but when you're talking elite cash for these sorts of players, what you're saying here is that Anderson should be the best player in this England squad, or one of the best players. Why isn't he not? And he could go out now and have an amazing second half. If Anderson is worth 125, Kobe Manu, how much is he worth? Like the fact that Bournemouth, and I understand it from a protection perspective, that they're quoting 80 because they don't want people to sign their players. I get that. But right now, I am not seeing 125. If I'd have signed Anderson, 125, 100, 80. This is crazy. This is a ridiculous market. So Anderson, for me, the thing for me that makes this a little bit worse for me is these players on display that people are asking massive money for. You need to step up. Where are you? In the words of a Delia Smith, let's be having you. Where are you? Let's be having you. Come on. Let's be Avenue, not Lesbian Avenue. Let's be having you. Second half. So look, we've got Ghana tonight as well. As you've got Ghana versus Panama tonight, and then tomorrow you've got Switzerland, Bosnia, Canada, Qatar. Then tomorrow from 11 p.m. So you've got Ghana, Panama as well. So this has been a fascinating World Cup, by the way. I think it's been an absolute fascinating World Cup so far. Other than I would say, other than Cristiano Ronaldo and other than Bruno Fernandes, I think most of the big players, the expected big players, have turned up. Vinicius Junior as well, by the way. Electric Avenue. Gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, Scott. Vinicius Junior cracks me out. Right, come on. And look, if this is your first time to the channel, please get involved with the channel. Please get involved in this amazing community. This is the best Man United fan channel on this platform, hands down. The United Devil channel is just the best. So welcome. You are welcome for being here. Thank you, of course. We have got to put these pensioners to bed. We have got to put the pensioners to bed. England have to put the pensioners to bed. Come on now. Let's get a Harry Kane hat trick. Let's bring Kobe Manu on. This is why I don't like watching England. They're so predictable, says Scott. We are, and the funny thing is, Scott, the expectation is so high. The expectation is always super high that England are gonna do well. England are gonna win the World Cup. This is probably, Scott, the first World Cup. This is probably the first World Cup where I haven't heard England fans really talking about how England are going to win the World Cup. I've not actually heard football coming home, 3 lines on his shirt, Vindaloo. I've not heard any of those songs, so maybe the expectation is lower. Scott says, I don't expect us to win anything. Yeah, this defense is just ridiculously bad. That's Gobridge on BF on the TV now. Oh yeah. Ah, friends. Gary Neville, will you buy my channel? Friends. Gary Neville, Goldbridge, friends. Big hugs. Moy says, "Hi, I'm from Argentina. I'm a United fan." Moy, welcome to the show. Welcome to the best Man United fan channel on this platform. You don't need to go to the bigger ones because the problem is that if you go to the really big ones, they will sell you out to Gary Neville. So you absolutely 100% do not need to go to the big channels because they'll sell you out for a fiver. Oh, Gary Neville friends. Oh, Mark Goldbridge, Gary Neville friends. Oh, let's be friends. And we need, yes, we do. Scott, yes, we do. We absolutely do need a Gary Neville friends. 100%. Oh, friends. I bet Goldbridge is I bet his pants are absolutely filled. I bet he's filled. I want Tuchel sacked after this game. Completely unacceptable. Croatia are 50 years old. Rooney's in America. Get him, the manager. Moy says 2027 champions league. Yes, 100%. Moy, 100%. Yes. Right. The commentators are doing everything that they can to sell you the game. By the way, the commentators are going, that was a captivating first half. I think you'll find it is terrible. Romero next. The transfers. Sean Carter says hi from Sunderland, England. Sean, welcome to the channel, Sean. I hope you're doing extremely well. Watching this bag of tripe that is England, of course. Philip says, I'm from Wales, a big United fan, and this channel is the real one. You are a legend, mate. Thank you. Look, Philip, I just got to tell you this, Philip. I am also from Wales, Philip. I am Welsh, Philip, as well. And Philip is a legend, so he knows. Philip knows. Philip, it must be the Welsh. Shut up, Scott. We can be sheep friends, Scott. We can be friends. Friends, sheep friends. Look, I don't care. You lot are lucky that Wales are not here. So, just be thankful that Wales are not here to show you up. Can't blame Tuchel. He's not on the pitch. He's picked the best team that he's got to enjoy. Exactly. So look, as we have started the game, look, England do have to. 46 minutes gone. I am as well. I am as well. This is a fact. 3-2. Sheep friends. Goal. Absolute well done goal. Bellingham. Helgi says, the man, the myth, the legend. Gary, good to see you, mate. I hope you're doing extremely well. Look, Helgi, I hope you're doing well. Helgi, absolute legend. And England have just scored again. Bellingham, good old Jude. Hey, Jude. Here you go. That's a great goal. There you go. That's a great goal. Great goal. Bellingham goal, get in. Now I'm behind on how am I behind on the live? So says Scott. Chris says, Bellingham, that was a great goal. Great goal. Bellingham, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant by Bellingham there. Yes, mate, you tell me. Exactly, Philip. Wales forever. Exactly, Philip. Exactly that. Exactly. That's what he can do, says Scott. And Bellingham is Bellingham the man. That's a great finish, by the way. So England 3, Croatia 2. Told you can't blame Tuchel. It's the players. Sheep friends, says Scott. Friends. Sheep friends. 3-2. Wales in the United is in my blood, says Chris. Well, I am Welsh, mate. I am Welsh. Oof. Exactly. Exactly that. United and Wales. Exactly. Well, yeah. I mean, look, I've lived in England for 20 odd years. So, um, my children are English. My wife is English. I've lived in England for nearly 30 years. So, you know, I'm an adopted Englishman. JB and Philip, the new the new Dirty Sanchez, says Scott. Which part of Wales is Philip from? Now that is the question, Philip. Oh, unlucky. Now, what part of Wales is Philip from? There you go. There you go. That's the next question, Philip. Oh, O'Reilly there. Look, England have come out. I've come out brighter. That's very good. That's very good. That's much better. Back with Croatia now. Oh, honestly, the commentators. I just wish the commentators were just sharp. North Wales and Anglesey, says Philip. Hmm. I'm from southwest Wales, Philip. I'm from Swansea. Helgi says, so happy with Norway win. We played the worst we've played in about 2 years and still won 4-1. But Helgi, you've got Haaland, and Helgi, you've got the mighty Sander Berge as well. So, but no, I mean, fantastic. How was your next door neighbor? He was your next door neighbor? Says Scott. Come on, guys, you got to love Giggsy. Oh, you got to love Mark Hughes. Sparky. I mean, Mark Hughes, in my opinion, is the greatest United player of all time. You've got to love Sparky. How can you not love Sparky? We gave you Mark Hughes, thank you. We gave you Ryan Giggs, thank you very much. You know, but Wells is that, we gave the world Bale. Bale, probably the greatest British player of all time. Thank you. Gotta love them sheep. Norwegian commentators are brilliant, but I still mute them to listen to you. Thank you, Helgi. Thanks, mate. Thank you, buddy. Poor pass. That was awful. That was terrible. Awful pass. Haaland is just ridiculous. I mean, Haaland is he's just something else. He really is. Haaland is just an absolute brilliant striker. But what I love about Haaland the most is he's just so blunt. He's just so honest. He's so blunt. England are better now. Unlucky. Unlucky by Declan Rice. Unlucky by Declan Rice. This game has opened up. England have realised that they've actually got some good players. Helgi's done that one. Shane Rice can't shoot, says Scott. Oh no, I love that Norwegian kit as well, actually. Come on, Harry. Here we go. Come on, Harry. Okay, header. Oof. Oh. So England, I think, are going to need another one here. I don't think defensively they're good enough to hold another one. So I think that England are definitely going to have to get a fourth. I think. This is short. Here we go. Anderson. Mad Wakey is not great, is he? He's not great. Niche fan says the US kit always looks like a Power Ranger. Brilliant. Come on, England. Come on, England. Squeaky bum time, says Chris. Oh, you gotta love a bit of squeaky bum time, mate. Who doesn't love a little bit of squeaky bum time? Gotta love a little bit of squeaky bum time, mate. Gotta love it. Come on now. Come on now. Here we go. Right, this is back with Jordan Pickford. Every time I watch Croatia, I feel younger because it feels like 2016 again. You're making me, Helgi. You're making me feel old, mate. In 2016, I was. Oh, Helgi, you just made me feel really old. In 2016, I was 33. Yeah, I was 33 in 2016, which doesn't seem that long ago to me. It's amazing by Kane. Why is Kane so deep? Just ask his missus, Scott. Kane loves coming deep, mate. So I'm just saying, on a football pitch. Helgi says I'm 32 now, mate. I feel Thanks, mate. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I was I was 33 in 2016. So, you youngsters, let's get it in straight out. Oof. Great save. Helgi says, if I look half as good as you do when I'm 43, I'll be happy. So you can take that. Helgi, look, Helgi, what can I say, mate? That is just Helgi knows. Helgi knows. He knows. He just. I'm kidding, mate. No, like, Helgi, mate. That is. I get so many mean comments on here, my friend. That is always nice, Helgi, and I will take that. When you get to 43, any nice comment. Jeez, 48 now. Yeah, 43 years old. Helgi's a legend. He's just a legend. Exactly, Helgi. Exactly, mate. Game knows game. Helgi. It's true. It is so true. It is so true. Chris says, it's Chris says, it's the top. You look okay, dude, for the age. Thanks, Chris. Look, guys, you're being too kind to me. Great keeper, by the way. Great save, by the way. Amazing. Chris says, I wish I was 43. Oof. Goalkeeper, man. Helgi says, I was on stream one time and someone called me the Timu Dallo. I've never laughed so much in my life. Helgi got called Dallo, but the Timu version of Dallo. Helgi, mate, that is Helgi. We will get you on the show, mate. The Timu Dallo. Helgi, that's brilliant, mate. That's almost worth it. That is just brilliant, mate. Absolute quality. Helgi, you're so Norwegian looking. And look, Norwegians are like handsome looking people, so they are. It's true. JB is a Timu version. Oh, naughty Scott. Scott's being cheeky. He is. Scott's being cheeky. which we don't mind, which we don't mind, Scott. We love Scott. We love Scott on this channel. My God, this room is hot. I am so sweaty right now. It's not even funny. I'm just so sweaty right now. It's ridiculously bad. I literally had a shower. So I had a shower before the game started because I thought, you know, I'm going to be nice and fresh. I'm sat in here and it is just roasting. I love the rune stones. So cool. Helgi is the Timu Odegaard. It's mean. Mean. Helgi, don't take it from Scott, mate. This is back with England. I think they're going to need another go. So Kovacic has just come on for Croatia as well. Luka Modric has just gone off the pitch, so an hour played. Passing is still not great. Passing is still not great. Kovacic there. Nice. JB looks like Bosnich. Yeah, minus the nose beers, Scott. JB looks like Mark Bosnich. Yeah, mate, I'd take that. Yeah. Thanks, mate. I'd be happy with that, mate. Gordon is terrible, says David. Gordon only wishes he was terrible. I think if Gordon was terrible, I think that's a step up from where he is now. He's been abysmal. He's been abysmal. Have to say to everyone on this stream, bloody legends, respect. Look, I keep telling everybody, and unless you've experienced this channel, you just don't know. This channel is just, look. Don't get me wrong. There are other channels, United TV, Rich. I love Rich. Massive respect for them as well. You know, absolute legends. But you know, look, if you come over to this channel, you get something different. You get something different. 100%. Yeah, England need to get some width onto the pitch, and this back four. Sky's back. We've got Sky in the house, legend of this channel, and I do actually need to make Sky's emoji as well. Actually, I haven't forgotten about Sky's emoji. Actually, it's saying that you are the people you surround yourself with. Yeah, it is true. It is true. We're not good. Croatia is just poor, says David. Chris says, try and see the game out. The next goal will probably be the decider. Yes. Yes, I need to do the Gary Neville one as well, don't I? I will make a note of that. Gary Neville friends. Oh, friends. Oh, Goldbridge Neville were friends. Oh, I bet every time they see each other, I bet you they have got a secret handshake. If you're a United supporters, sing the song. Fair enough. Imagine England having Mbappe, Haaland, or Messi running at that defence instead of an 85-year-old Perisic. That's true. That is true. I agree with you. Or Haaland, Mbappe. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. Completely agree with you. That defence as well was abysmal. Eduardo is in the house. Eduardo. Who's that out there? Yamal would expose our fraud defence. This defence is as bad as I've seen it for quite some time. It really is, and this is why you take Harry Maguire. Scott says he doesn't like Rice. I mean, who's giving that ball away there? This is terrible. That defence has that defence has Parkinson's because it's a bit shaky, says Helgi. It's hilarious. They're all over the place. They're all over the place. That is the one thing that England haven't had for quite some time is a Rio Ferdinand, a Tony Adams, a John Terry. I think that's the one thing that England have missed for quite some time, actually. Gary, what do you call fake? What do I call fake spaghetti? Rice. I call fake spaghetti rice. There you go. There you go. What does Helgi call fake spaghetti? And this better be a good one. This better be a good one. There is no an impasto. An impasto. Hell. Oh, Helgi, I love it, mate. And impasto. Helgi, bellissimo. I don't know how they don't know their arse from their elbow. Gordon is the English Garnacho, says David. Yeah, I like that. I think he is. I think he might be the English Garnacho. Cracking me up. That is an amazing dad joke. That is an amazing dad joke. What do you call a man with a shovel on his head? That's a classic. So, what do you call a man with a shovel on his head? Doug. Classic joke. That's brilliant. Shout David. He literally is an English. No, he is Helgi. He is the English Garnacho. It's brilliant. Need some subs. Get on Kobe and yeah, get on Kobe Mainu. Come on. I'm on Kobe watch anyway. I'm on Kobe watch. Don't bring Eze on. This game does not need Eze. This game needs Rashford, Kobe Mainu, Douglas without, says Chris. Yeah, classic Chris. Scott just hates Arsenal. Don't be biased, says Oh, what is Pickford doing? Pickford needs to stop it. I've just tried to stand up just for fun as well. I just say I've just tried stand up twice just for fun as well. I just said how do you do stand up just for fun? I mean, how would you even do stand up? I mean, I just wouldn't have the balls to do it. Helgi, I wouldn't have the cojones to do it. I think it's read my lips, says Helgi. I wouldn't have a clue. I wouldn't have a clue. I do not have the guts to do that. I think that's a very, very niche skill to have there. It's with Harry Kane. Gordon's having an awful game, by the way. Anderson. Back to John Stones. Conser looks right on the ball. How if you're disabled to stand up? My cojones longer than Gordon. My cojones are longer than Gordon's gold drought. That is true. That is true. Brilliant, Helgi. Brilliant, Helgi. It. Yeah. Tuchel needs to change some stuff. Definitely. Definitely. Oh, Morgan Rogers. Nice bit of Morgan. Helgi says, I do. So Helgi, he does music. So standing on stage is normal for me. I've never actually felt nerves because I'm just excited to do stuff. That's cool. What's the only thing? What's the only thing that isn't edible on a vegetable? um, the wheelchair. Neil B says the passing it is too slow. To be fair, I am a massive fan of vegetables. So Helgi, I have no idea what we're talking about here. You know, I've never had a carrot in a wheelchair. You know, I've never had an aubergine. You know, yeah. Enjoy and be happy, says Chris. Exactly that. JB loves cucumbers. Look, it has been said, David. It has been said. Um, I am a massive fan of cucumbers. I am. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna lie. I do enjoy a cucumber. I do. I do. I also enjoy a carrot. Um, I really do enjoy carrots. I mean, what? Here's a serious question. If you could only pick a vegetable to eat for the rest of your life, and you can only pick one vegetable, vegetable, which vegetable are you going to eat for the rest of your life? And I am literally talking about foods now. If you could only eat a single vegetable for the rest of your life, and you can have it raw, you can cook it, which vegetable are you taking? Um, there you go. Cucumber is my favorite. I think even in a salad. Um, there you go. So we've got a vote for a cucumber. I am talking about the food. I've got to be specific here. I've got to be because um, you know, yeah, yeah. Scott, I've never had my aubergine in a wheelchair before, mate. I don't know what you're talking about, Scott. Um, but Saka's coming on. Rashford's coming on. So Rice has gone off. Rogers, Rashford, and Saka. What's the mini corn called? Sweet corn. Sweet corn. The one. Yeah, I know. Niblets. It's called. I know what it's called. I can't remember now. I love the mini corns, if that's what it's called. I think it is just called mini sweet corns. I think. I don't know. No, Philip says no true words. Helgi, we all have different strengths. Exactly. It's true. We do. We do. And if I had to pick a vegetable, corn, you get the little corn on the cob things, right? Semenyo scoring hat-trick on this stinky defence, says David. Well, yes. Yeah, they're called baby corn on the cobs, I think. If I had to pick a vegetable, it would have to be a potato. I think it would have to be a potato. You know, potatoes are the most versatile things in the entire world. Helgi says, I can't put up simple furniture from IKEA. Arsenal Forever says, up the city. It's called baby corn. Yeah. It's baby corn, says Helgi. Arsenal Forever says, up the city. Yep. But I can't pick that one as my, because it's a bit niche. JB loved Bale cucumber during, mate, I tell you what, Gareth Bale, 2016, mate, I was 33. I was in my prime, mate. Cucumber, mate. Cucumber, Gareth Bale, lube, sign me up. I was today old when I learnt a potato was a vegetable. Oh, you can't rule out a potato. I just said potato. You could have sweet potato, you can have carrot, you can have peas, you know. But that's why I picked it, because potato is literally the best thing in the entire world. Okay, if you can't have a potato, what else would I go for? If I couldn't have a potato, so let's just say potatoes are banned, right? Are banned. Potatoes are banned. I'd probably go for broccoli. I really like broccoli. I do. Bale gets discredited a lot for recency bias. David, I do agree with you. Bale was unbelievable. Bale was unbelievable. He was just different class. I would go salad, says Helgi. Yeah. Good save. I mean, they're just walking through this. What about the Portugal performance, says CR7? Look, we can talk about that. There are times pasta or greens, says Chris. I'd probably go with greens. I'm not the biggest fan of pasta. I personally am not the biggest fan of pasta. I'd probably go for greens, to be fair. So I am not the biggest fan of pasta. Portugal, well, look, there are times when you just have to hold your hands up and say, legends. Sometimes legends can't go on forever, and I think we've seen Cristiano, and I'm not saying he's finished. I'm not saying that Cristiano shouldn't be at the World Cup. I'm just saying that Cristiano is showing his age. Love them both, says Chris. Yeah, I'm not a pasta guy. I'm not a pasta guy. I'm more of a greens guy. But I do love a potato. You can't beat potatoes. They're brilliant. Anyway, from potatoes to football. Helgi says, my local team has managed as better manager than Portugal, though he has managed to make them play as for 3 years. He's borderline impressive. Cristiano, the same as Luka Modric, should be super sub, but the egos are too big. I agree with you, David. Agree with you. I think Cristiano should be an impact sub. Good tackle. Imagine Ronaldo accepting a role as a sub to come on in the last 5 to 15 in the games. He wouldn't, but it would be the benefit of the team. And this is why Helgi, this is what doesn't make sense for me, because Ronaldo doesn't strike me as a. Look, I don't think Cristiano is a sort of player that would put himself before the country. I might be wrong. When it comes to his country, he strikes me as somebody that wouldn't put himself before his country, but at the detriment to his country, and him putting himself ahead of the country, if it's true, is just it just goes to show you for me that the manager isn't strong enough. We need to control the game now. We need to get on Kobe. Agreed. I think we do. I think we do. We do need to get on a little bit of Kobe Mainu. 78th minute, 79th minute now. England 3, Croatia 2. This was always going to be a bit of a. This is always going to be a bit of a tough match. Things to worry about though. Things to really be concerned about is what the hell is his back four? By the way, Chris says love all potato based stuff, but even love other food as well. But potato has to be mine still 3-2. Look, potatoes. You can't beat a potato, Chris. I mean, name me one bad things that potato does. You know, potatoes you can mash them, you can bake them, you can put them in chips. I mean, why is Kobe Mainu not coming on? By the way, I mean, potatoes you can put them in anything. You can fry them, you can broil them, you can there's like a million different things. Kobe should be on. No, agreed, Scott. Kobe should be on as well. I think Ronaldo is like either you drop him from the team full stop or he will be a problem. He would never accept and be comfortable being a Chicharito. Hurt. Chris says hurt if he's thrown uncooked. Agreed with you, Chris. I mean, have you ever tried a spud gun? Spud guns hurt, by the way. They really do hurt. And it is true. I mean, they are lethal. If you throw a potato, which I don't condone, don't throw potatoes at anybody. If one did happen to come at you, it does hurt. It really, really does hurt. At least we've got Rashi in the shop window. So worry that England are struggling against an aged Croatian. What's going to happen when they face France? If we drop him, then it would be a headline of all time. It's a headache. I do agree. Helgi, he is washed. There is a reason why he doesn't come back to Europe. Brad Legend says, I don't support England. I support United players during the internationals. And I want to see Kobe. No, I agree with you as well. We need him to have a big cup. Yes, old school, but it's fun to try. Yeah. But again, look, I don't condone, do not throw potatoes at people. This channel does not condone throwing any vegetable artifacts at people. For those people who do throw vegetables at people, stop. Just stop. We are heavily against any injury to people and or vegetables. So yes, it's only natural. He's been amazing for 20 plus years. His body is extremely different to Messi's. And lucky. This keeper is ridiculous, by the way. Great save, by the way. Things we had as kids. I mean, a spud gun, Chris. I mean, who would have thought? who would have thought, right? You get a special gun and a potato, and you've got a gun, and they hurt. Spud guns hurt, by the way. Spud guns used to really, really hurt. Ligovic looks like he should be our backup keeper. I like him, he's a really, really good goalkeeper. He's really, really good. Very, very good goalkeeper. Very good indeed. So this is with Perisic, old man Perisic. The man, the myth, the legend that is Perisic. Come on. Oh, I tell you what, a spud gun it was just an old thing, a spud gun. A spud gun was brilliant. I can't even tell people the fun that we had with a spud gun. Could take an eye out. Oh, Chris, it was ridiculous. It's difficult when he's an elite athlete. He will always look back at himself. I want to prove everybody wrong, but then it comes time. Ibra also struggled with that. Agreed, Helgi. I mean, look, I struggle with that every day as well. You know, being an athlete that I am, you know, I find it difficult. You know, I think Binder can be nurtured and growed. Said nobody ever. Yes, I'm glad you quantified that up. They had a hard blow. Glad they did. They Chris, I did spend many a time taking a hard blow from a potato. I did. I did. I did. Yeah. You know, I would happily, I'd happily pay to take a hard blow from a spud gun now. Nothing needs guns or anything. Yeah, look, and again, we are talking about toy guns. We're not talking about actual, you know, firearms. Just to be clear, just so the video doesn't get banned, we are talking about um, a hypothetical plastic gun. Right, get in there, Rashi. Go on, son. There you go. Go on, son. Go on, Rashi. There he is. There's Rashi. Go on, Rashi. And Barcelona don't want to buy him. Yeah, suck it. He's brilliant goal. I mean, Barcelona can shove it. Barcelona can shove it up there. Yeah, Barca can shove it. Barca can shove it. I mean, how stupid the Barcelona feel now? How stupid the Barcelona feel now? And look, I do want to say something as well that we have been saying on this channel for quite some time. I still want Rashford to go. This doesn't change a thing, right? But the respect I've got for somebody and what we said last season on Rashford was this: if Marcus Rashford goes to Barcelona and has a good season, he gets to England, has a good World Cup with England, his value is only going to go up. Well done to Marcus Rashford, by the way. You know, look, Rashford. This is not about you know having a pop at the player. I still would want Rashford to go, but you know, Barcelona can absolutely shove it. Absolutely shove it. Marcus Rashford should be starting these games. Well done to Marcus Rashford. Absolutely fantastic story. Brilliant story. Rashi is so much better than Gordon. I agree with you. I hope Rashi has a good tournament so he can be sold. Sally says Gordon was ATP tonight. He wasn't great, was he? But look, Marcus Rashford, absolute brilliant. Well done to Marcus Rashford. I would have never, after last season, after the season before last, when Rashford wasn't playing, when he was going out and he got caught on the beers, you know, he came back to the club. His head wasn't quite right. He's gone to Barcelona. Barcelona have, you know, they've tried to stick him on the dump heap, and look at what he's done there. He's just gone. In my view, he's had a really good season with them, and yeah, Barcelona can do one. Helgi says, I had a female friend and we tried to date, didn't work, but the breakup didn't have to be bitter. We still wished each other the best. That's how I feel about Marcus Rashford. True, true, true. That is Helgi. That's very mature Helgi. That is very mature Helgi, and that is if I Helgi, if I had a daughter, well, I've got 3 daughters. But if I had a daughter, Helgi, who was the same age as you, I would be delighted introduce you, but she's not, so you can't. Start Rashi so we can get 40 from ASAP. It's both his fault and the club's fault. It's not meant to be. Don't blame everything on him, but also has some to blame. I'd be happy to go for him and have a crit. And Helgi, I've said the exact same thing. My stance on Marcus is this: there's no ill feeling from me. There shouldn't be. I've got no issues with him at all. I've always said that. That's a compliment. No, it is, Helgi. It is a compliment. I mean, I wouldn't just say that to any random person on the channel, mate. You know, I take it as a compliment, Helgi. Just take it that I would let you date if she was of an age, Helgi. So you know. Yes, it is a compliment. Marcus Rashford, yeah, I've never blamed him. I've always wished him well. This doesn't change a thing for me. I still want him to go, but he's doing a good job. He's doing a good job. He's doing a good job, is Rashford. Look, if this is your first time to the channel, do not forget to give the channel a like. Do not forget to favourite, subscribe the channel, like to the channel. Helgi, it is a legend. Helgi, I can tell Helgi that we're building something strong here, mate. I can tell that there's something forming here. Miss one, JB. Scott said, was that the guy that had some BDSM? I don't know, mate. Oh, Scott, you cracked me up, mate. You cracked me up. Cracked me up, buddy. 90% of United fans either hate watch Rashford or tweet. So every time he does something good, either fanboy or hater. And Helgi, that's really what the channel is about. Really, is unless you've done something dramatically bad to the fans, and at the end of the day, he's a player. Yeah, true. Feels like a yeah. What did I say the other day? Rashford, this is the only start of him, says Craig. And look, Craig, I hope so. Craig, I hope so that Rashford become. Look, I would if Marcus Rashford came back and he decided to come back to this club and score 30 goals and decided to have the best 4 years of his career here, fantastic. But Marcus Rashford has to want to come back to the club. Craig, I'm not against it. Maybe he has gone away, and maybe he's come back and he's gone, do you know what? Maybe I do want to play for this club again. Maybe I am a changed person, and maybe we've changed as a club as well. So, look, if Marcus Rashford comes back and he scores 30 goals a season, fantastic. Saying people can't compare for when we do show together. It is Helgi. It's going to be dynamite, my friend. I'm also thinking about talking with Rich about having you come on his channel with me and him, us the three Musketeers, says Helgi. Look, I'm more than happily, my friend. What is the Dallow and Shaw podcast? What is the Dallow and Shaw podcast? Helgi, I love it. No way, Craig. He can't be here anymore. He doesn't want to be here. Put an effort in. Maybe forgive him though. Look, I'm still of the opinion that I would still sell Marcus Rashford. And the reason why I would sell him is because, look, I think our fan base is very obsessed with bringing players back. Look, you don't go back to an ex. I think as Helgi has said there. Look, once it's been broken, once you've made hay with somebody else, you can't go back. My granddad was a massive fan of him, followed for 80 years, plus he said he will be the one to watch, says Craig. And look, and again, on this channel, I don't say that people are wrong. I personally value people's opinions. And if Marcus Rashford wants to come back, and Marcus Rashford becomes ingrained in this club again, the problem is for me, Craig, I think he's gone too far, and Marcus Rashford is going to have to understand that he's no longer the top draw in this team. Marcus Rashford would have to accept that he is a very good, but another very good player. He is no longer the star. So there you go. His time is done, says Helgi, for both the patience and relationship is broken. He only has 2 bad games to have everyone on his back. Also, his shirt is taken by Cunha. The noise wouldn't be worth it. I've changed the score. Thanks, mate. Maybe to the detriment, we are one of the most clingy fan bases ever. There is a cult for every player, and we want to hang on to players for far too long. It's not like that on any other club. I agree with you. I agree. He's got to show, but a little too late, says Chris. I think Rashford said it out of anger. Give him a chance. He will show up and kick ass again. And look, Craig. Again, Craig. I'm not here to tell you that opinion is wrong. I think you could be right, Craig. Look, there's a world where Craig is right. I personally, am on the side of, look, Marcus Rashford for me. He needs to go. I think we're obsessed. We're obsessed with our old players. You know, if we could, we'd have Cristiano up front. We'd have Rooney still playing. We'd have Schmeichel in goal. You know, we'd have so many players. And I think, Craig, as much as I respect the view, I promise you, I really do respect the view. I think you've got to move on, and I think we've got to move on. Rashford has had his time. He wanted to move on. I know he's angry, but why is that anger going to stop? So let's just see. For me personally, I would still look to sell him, try and get as much cash, and then we move on. In 2 years' time, he's going to be 30. He's going to be 31 in 2 years' time. Helg says someone must have keep Elanga, so they used the whole season clipping up bits and pieces for a few good things he does. It's weird. I support United. I have my favourites, but we sell, we buy. We've got to move on. I agree with you. Agree. Anderson, what was that? Well, Anderson is not worth the 145, is he? 125 million, is he? Oh. Philip says, I think he's gone. If they wanted him, loved him, he wouldn't be gone out on loan in the first place. Look, I think, Philip, I think he's gone because he doesn't want to be at the club, you know. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with Rashford. Now, I actually quite admire the fact that Rashford backs himself to play for a Bayern Munich. I admire the fact that he believes that he can play for a Barcelona. I've got no issue with that at all. So look, game over. Game over. England 4, Croatia 2. Look, we didn't half make that difficult. Didn't half make that tricky. Look, that was a very, very tricky game. Sully, I think the second half was better. I would agree with you on that. I do think the second half was better. Was it perfect? No. Don't look. It wasn't perfect, but let's compare it to some of the other games. 4-2 is a very, very respectable result. It is a very, very respectable result to have. So I know people are going to be, you know, they will always pick out the bones of a result like this. Did we struggle in parts? Yes, we did. But let's be honest. It's the first game of a World Cup. Secondary to that, if you look at Spain, Portugal, you know, Portugal, many people, I think Scott as well, fancy Portugal to go on and win the tournament. I think that was a good win. I actually do, and I know Croatia. People are going to put them down. They're going to put Croatia down. They are an aging team, but they're still very experienced. Now, this is a difficult climate to get to. England didn't qualify for the last time the American World Cup was on, so they never experienced that. So I think that was a good win. You know, look, was it vintage performance? No, the first half wasn't great. I think Pickford was okay. I don't think he had the best of games. Madueke for me, I thought was actually quite poor. O'Reilly looked really nervous. John Stones wasn't great. Conser wasn't great. James. So I thought the back for the goalkeeper wasn't great. Anderson I thought had a better second half. Declan Rice had a better second half as well. Anthony Gordon I thought was abysmal today. Rashford when he came on looked like he was going to do something. Bellingham I thought had a decent game. Harry Kane I think had a good game as well. Look, you know, England have got talent from the bench. Rodgers, Saka, Rashford. Rashford comes on, and you've got Kobe Mainu still come through as well. So, if I'm England tonight, I'm going to be happy. Bloxy Block says hi, hello Bloxy Blocks. I hope you are doing extremely well, and I think this is a good win. I think there's everything to be happy for here. I do. I think England. It's a good start. But was it has anybody really played prime Brazilian style yet? No. Has anybody played prime France yet? No. So I think that's a good result. Harry Kane has scored 2 goals, which I think is always a bonus, which is always good, which is what you want. You want your strikers to score goals. So I think it's good. I think that there should be no real complaining tonight. I thought it was a very interesting game. I would definitely say that. Helgi says I would 100% have seen people wanting Pogba, Lukaku, Martial, Lingard back. This is how serious it is. I agree with you as well. Croatia have been caned and now 3 points from qualification. Rash's new hairstyle, when it says Simon, time will tell. Something to work on, says Chris. So look, guys, that was an interesting watch. Look, as always, as Chris says, there it's time to be positive. Good attacking performance, but defensively, I am worried, says Dino. Dino is in the house, a legend of the chat as well. Our next game is in a week, says Scott. Well, who does that remind you of, Scott? 1 game a week. One game a week. Guess what? United FC. No, I'm kidding. But again, momentum I think is very key going into these games as well. So I think we've got time. Simon says a very frantic few minutes in the second half. Yes, it was very frantic, but look, they got the job done. They really did get the job done. So look, on that note, I am going to go. Look, fantastic game. Used to it, says Chris. Exactly that. But look, I am going to go. I will be back tomorrow. And look, fantastic. England win. And I can only say to you guys, look, absolute legends of this channel. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for spending the time to watch the game with me on here. And look, the community is absolutely fantastic. Please get into this amazing community. I will be getting some of you on very soon, and we can do more fan shows as well. And Helgi has really enjoyed watching the game with this chat, and of course the main attraction. I am the main attraction. Of course I am. Thank you for streaming this game, Jimmy. Look, my pleasure. Thank you guys for watching. The nervy 90 minutes is over. The bar staff will be cleaning up the beer, says Simon. God bless all. Good night and win. And look, guys, I will be back tomorrow. And all I can say is I mean this. Like, it never gets boring and old. Look, I'm always humbled when you guys are willing to watch the channel and come on here, comment, and you make the channel amazingly fantastic to be in here as well. So thank you guys for being here. England win 4-2. It wasn't pretty. So Darren is in the house and says hi. Revenge is sweet, says Simon. And I am going to do some new emojis as well. I owe Sky and emoji, and I'm going to do a friend one as well. So yeah, look, guys, I am JB. This is the United Devil channel. Exactly right. Thundercats ho, Thundercats ho. And I will be back tomorrow. So look, take care, guys. Have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are.